The motherfucking world is a ghetto, full of magazines, full clips, and heavy metal when the smoke settles. I'm just looking for a big yellow. In 6-inch stilettos, Dr. Dre. Hello. Percolating, keep 'em waiting while you sitting there hating. Your bitch is hyperventilating, hoping that we penetrating. You get snaking, cause I never been to Satan. For hardcore administrating, gangbang affiliating. MC Winner had you wildin' off the phone in the hole.
All right. Good morning. Good morning. Yep. All right, good morning. Yeah, that's right. Hey, everyone. It's Pro Secrets. I am Ethan Van Sciver. It's great to be here. Good morning. Got some good sleep last night. Lately, I've been sleeping better. I appreciate that. Thank you, God, for letting my brain rest for a minute, letting me sleep. Oh, it's crazy. I'm just constantly working, constantly doing stuff. Morning. Yeah, thank you. It's 9 p.m. in Sydney. That's true. You know, that just makes it more important that we do these shows in the morning. All right, let me see. I'm going to send this link out to some friends. We'll see if anybody wants to join us this morning. It's kind of rare that anybody else is up at this time. I think except for Antonio. Antonio Bryce is always up in the morning because he works nights. So he's always like, hey, if you put that link out, I'll come in. All right, that's good to know. Good. All right, there we go. Comicsgate live chat. And I'll just put the link in there. I just say morning show. Everyone's open to join. You're all allowed to just pop in and be special guest stars. Yeah. All right, we'll close that. All right, how we doing, guys? Well, I'll tell you, I've been up watching some videos and working. Hey, Kinpatsu, thank you for 1,000 yen. Good morning from Japan. We support you. Excuse me. Thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate that, Japan. I support Japan too. I appreciate the donation. Yeah, a lot of people are telling me, they're just like, hey, Comicsgate people invaded this DC chat. And I'm kind of just, I heard it and I went, I'm too busy today. Yesterday, I had to watch Ava all day. We had a situation where it was just like Andrea's uncle passed away. And, you know, the funeral was going to be way up in upstate New Jersey. Ava, last time we went to a funeral, and we've had to go to 2 funerals in a year. I mean, it's absolutely terrible. Ava really acted up. You know, so I had to kind of wait in the lobby, juggling Ava, trying to keep her occupied. And we can't get a babysitter. I wish we had a babysitter. I wish we had more family near us. But all of my family is out in the West. They're in Denver, Arizona, and California, and nobody really is here. On the East Coast, except for some aunts and uncles who are all busy and working. Nobody volunteers to babysit anymore. Back in the old days, they used to have Tupperware parties and invite people. But anyway, so Andrea was like, "I'd like to go by myself. Could you stay and watch Ava?" And I went, yeah, of course. So I stayed home and watched Ava all day, and that just kind of gave Andrea time to spend, with her cousin Jill, and just kind of be there at the funeral and be present instead of actually worrying about Ava. That meant that all day yesterday I was Mr. Mom, running around, trying to do what she does every day. And I'll tell you something, it's hard. It's hard to take care of a 2-year-old, all day by yourself. And I'm down here drawing and having fun. She's upstairs, making sure that Ava's fed and change her diaper 4 times a day and all of these things. It's something else. So anyway, I wasn't paying attention. I didn't know what was going on. And DC had some kind of Kevin Smith hosted. What is Kevin Smith doing? Why is he hosting everything? No, I didn't feed Ava pie. We did order a pizza though. I had a pizza delivered, and she actually just said pizza. Or it was fantastic. I got to tell Andrea that Ava has a new word, and it's pizza, and she's stringing together 2-word sentences now, which is good. She's just kind of just 2-word sentences, but she's still not very verbal. So anyway, I didn't know what was going on. I was able to do the Andrew Klavan show. And by the way, I thought Andrew Klavan was going to be live, so I was like running down here to make sure I was like on time and everything. And at 2:15 on the dot, promptly ready with everything. It was taped, and I don't. Well, first of all, we'll get back to it. I'll talk about the Andrew Klavan. So Ava went down for a nap, and that was my one time to also get a little bit of a nap. I didn't know what was going on. Comicsgate invaded this DC live stream in order to promote DC's streaming service. What is DC's streaming service about? Do you guys know? Are they streaming DC movies and cartoons? Is it going to be like Disney's streaming service? I really don't know. I don't even know what it is or what it's about. But anyway, a bunch of comic skaters broke in there, and in the chat, all they did was they filled the chat, and I saw screenshots of it with like #AnusGate. #AnusGate. It was all Mike S. Miller and was glorious. Mike S. Miller did that. And Cecil. Okay. The attack on DC Live, a very proud moment. I mean, look, that's what Johnny in Cleveland's saying here. Billy Ritchie says all the DC properties and original programs and the comics too. Well, that sounds like fun. Mike Miller directed it. Yep, that's what we've been hearing, says Weaponized Nerd Rage. All right. Well, Mike was the ringleader and it was glorious, says GK version 1.0. All right. Well, I mean, far be it from me to tell you guys what to do. I do not I do not champion things like that. I don't know. I saw it and I just saw nothing but anus. Now, here's what I do appreciate. First of all, I don't think that kind of thing is the thing to do necessarily. If you are concerned about this and want to say something, it does. I think it's a good idea to go and send messages, send emails to DC Comics, send them to DC's PR department, HR department, I guess, and send them straight to Dan or Jim Lee, whoever is an authority over there. That's a good way to protest. I don't know how crazy I am about that kind of a thing happening. I think that kind of is a little bit. It's a little bit immature, guys. Tim King, thanks for $5. Sorry, I missed a lot of your live chats, Uncle Ethan. Been paying more attention to my new girlfriend. Forgive me. Hey, a new girlfriend. That's good, man. Congratulations. Pay more attention to her, and maybe introduce her to Comic Artist Pro Secrets. I approve of that. James S says for $4.99, yes, Mike and Edwin made it the funniest stream ever. I saw it. I thought it was funny. But yeah, here's the thing. It'd be good if we actually work together to kind of put out a positive message and let. This is the thing about the other guys. This is the thing about anti-Comicsgate. They're gonna, they're basically they're compelled to screw up and look bad. I mean, if we just stand back, when it comes to Comicsgate versus anti-Comicsgate, it's a game of rope-a-dope. If you remember the great Muhammad Ali's whole thing was, okay, well, when you've got a stronger opponent in the ring, mostly what you want to do in order to win is not match him blow for blow. It's to kind of just let him take a lot of swings at you, get up against the ropes, and let him go ahead. And, you can dodge there, but mostly just tire him out, because he's going to go nuts trying to knock you out. And he's going to wonder why you're not swinging back. And before you know it, he's going to be exhausted. And then boom, 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 you knock him right out like that. That is probably the best move when it comes to anti-Comicsgate. They're doing ridiculous things. I mean, because of their behavior and because of the things that they do. I mean, you're able to make tweets and just say, look, all we are doing, and in fact, it's true, is our complaint is about the way, these comics and the behavior of these people on social media. All we're trying to do is we're trying to make comics. We're trying to make our own comics. We're trying to make our own chess sets. We're trying to do these things. And, look at what they're doing. Look at what they're doing in response to all this. It's stupid. I mean, we're definitely, look at the stupid articles that come out every single day, these lying, pathetic articles on these far left-wing garbage tier websites that all they do is solidify one side of the argument. They convince people who already hate us to hate us even harder. They harass the Breitweiser family. I mean, Mitch and Elizabeth Breitweiser, guys. Mitch and Elizabeth Breitweiser are actually afraid to go to a convention now. They're afraid to go to a convention. That's extraordinary. They had to cancel it. And by the way, it's like, why did that happen? Well, because a few people dog whistled to their crowd. I mean, these anti-Comicsgaters dog whistled legit to their crowd and made them actually send a whole bunch of harassing protest letters to the convention. Caused all kinds of problems. And once you say to Twitter and your lunatic left-wing base that, hey, two prominent Comicsgaters are going to be at this con, just FYI, spread it around. What do you think that means? What do you think? What is that hoping for? What is the direction there? What is the aim of that thing, of that action? Of course, it's to hope that something either these people are harassed or maybe even physically assaulted. But hey, let crazy people know that Comicsgaters, who we are calling Nazis, are going to be at a certain place and bad things hopefully will happen. So they're harassing the Breitweiser family. They're wishing penile cancer on the fans. Guys, prominent pros in comics. I mean, these are mainstream comics, hoping that the fans die of penile cancer. By the way, that's an admission that most comic book fans are male. They're also weaponizing the grief of a beloved widow of a famous, beloved comics pro. Listen. Everyone loves Darwin Cook. Darwin Cook stood for some things. That's clear. All we can go is by his words, what he said in his life, not what he said in private. Not what he said according to other people. No hearsay. I mean, there is actual. There are videos of him actually saying things, and so we can kind of take that to heart and assume that's how he felt about things. And they have they're sitting there rolling over and taking selfies of their assholes, and they're sending it to. Listen, we are pure as the driven snow. We are snowflakes from heaven. We are snowflakes. Maybe not snowflakes. Maybe that's not the word. We are feathers from angels' wings. That's better. I wanted something soft and delicate ascends. So, that's who we are. Billy Ritchie, thanks for $1.99. Me and the missus watch this on our day off. Thank you. Appreciate your support. James S, thanks for $4.99. Immaturity was absolutely admitted by all involved. Absolutely. So, I mean, look, here's the thing, Anusgate. Everyone's going, I'm not a snowflake. Yeah, that was the wrong word. Sunbeam. Rays of light. Descending from heaven. I think that's better. Oh my God. Yeah. So anyway, that's the kind of thing. I don't want to encourage that kind of behavior because that sends the wrong message to people at DC Comics. And then if you do that, they kind of go, well, we don't have to do what these people say because that's, these people do this. We want to kind of just show, the mainstream comic book industry who we are and, what we're about and that, our ideas are legitimate. We're off doing our own thing in any case. It doesn't really matter. Et cetera, et cetera. Don't give these people reasons to condemn you. Merry morning from across the globe. EVS says the artful strafer. Well, hello. Are you in Australia? I mean, this is like the nighttime chat for Australians. Yeah, good morning, everyone. Richard McGowan says they won't do anything anyway. Well, I wouldn't say that. I don't know. I don't know. He doesn't play around with this. So he's already probably got a warning and a talking to. Darth Hamer says, EVS, how are you a boomer at 43? Not a baby boomer. Boomer. Here, I think millennials. Hey Cecil, how you doing?
Hello. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. I'm glad you're here. So we're talking about Anusgate. #Anusgate.
Oh, my favorite subject.
And could you put headphones on? I'm hearing an echo. Would you mind?
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you, sir. I'm glad you're up this morning. Boomers are basically just old people who aren't hip to what kids know. That's what boomers are. I guess it's everyone likes it. Old people all like it. Like me and Billy Tucci, all these guys. We found out about this word boomer. This new little kind of Urban Dictionary slang term boomer, which means anyone who's older than 30 and doesn't understand technology. Doesn't understand what the kids understand. We like it. That doesn't mean baby boomer. Obviously, baby boomers are in their 60s and 70s. We are old men. We are old young men. Let's put it that way. All right. So we got Cecil here. Cecil, we're let's see. Me here, you there. But Ethan, you have a family. Yeah. What does that have to do with anything? All right. So Cecil, we're talking about Anusgate. You want to tell me about it? If you're there yet. I can hear you perfectly. Absolutely.
Okay, great.
All right. So what happened?
What happened is this Robbie Rodriguez fella decided to show you a picture of his anus to teach
now
you.
let's take a minute and just clarify. Are we sure that this is Robbie Rodriguez? We don't know about that.
I don't know if it's his anus, but I'm sure it was the closest one to him.
Yeah.
Picture. So out of convenience, you would, I think it would be.
You know what? It would be easier to take somebody else's.
Yeah, I guess it could be, but you do have to get into a bit of a yoga pose and to pull a selfie off. He's quite flexible if it is him. So
yeah,
good for him. He's keeping himself in shape.
A lot of hot yoga,
Yes, but he sent a picture of a anus. It popped. I would guess Vegas odds are that it's his.
Vegas odds. All right.
Yeah, because of just the proximity. It was the closest anus to him when he sent that tweet.
Which could be his, but it could also not be his. So that's what I'm saying. When you say it's in the closest proximity to him, I would just think it would be easier to just roll over and take a photo of someone else's. I don't really. I don't know how they do that, but I guess listen, I'm a boomer. What do I know?
I think it's neither here nor there. Whose anus it was. He was the sender of said anus. The impact is no less whether it is his or not. I like to think of it as his. That's just me.
Yeah, you do like to think of it as his.
Yes. And DC has completely put on their blinders. They were supposed to have a code of conduct for their employees or even their freelancers. and I think they are mortified by this, and they are just whistling past the graveyard and hoping it'll go away, and it is not going away.
No, James S. $1.99. He had Tim Doyle take the picture.
They're friends, I think.
Yeah, it's possible. Cecil's too quiet. I know. I turned up his volume already, guys. But Cecil, yeah, people are suggesting you get closer to the mic.
How's that? Is that better?
Much better, much better. All right. So anyway, yeah. So I received this. By the way, when the weird thing about this is, Cecil, I'm like at this point, someone who goes, I guess I can just expect this kind of abuse. Like I'm a whipped puppy at this
you
point.
are a battered wife.
Battered wife.
And I was saying, no, do not accept this shit. Go crazy,
Yeah.
rage against the dying of the light. Don't accept your fate.
Yeah. When this happened, I was like, Jesus Christ, like these people are disgusting. All it kind of does is kind of confirm my own bias. I mean, against SJWs. I just go, yeah, there is no depth to which they will not sink. They are vulgar, disgusting pigs. And this stuff happens. I just go, yep, got it. I know. I'm right. I'm right about these people. And then I wonder, I'm like, does anyone else realize what I realize about SJWs, specifically the SJWs in comics? That first of all, SJWs are bad enough, but when you've got SJWs that are stuck in their teens, perpetually in their teens, like adult children, because that's what you get to be when you're in comics. And I always say this. Andrea asked yesterday, she goes, how old do you think we are mentally? And I said, I'm 20. And she said, yeah, I thought about it. I'm about 26. And I said, that's about fair because we both like to party, like that. But, I'm much younger than she is when it comes to me. I'm still immature. I still want toys. I still see toys and I go, oh, I kind of want those. So I'm still, I might even be younger than 20. Right. She's definitely older than me.
Very few men actually grow up, and I actually am weary of men who are complete grown-ups. I'm afraid of them.
Yeah, I don't enjoy their company at all. But because they look at you weird, and you go, all right.
Yeah, if I wanted to be judged, I'd call my father if I needed to be judged. Pal.
Oh, I know. Well, yeah, my dad's cool. My dad. These guys already met my dad. My dad's hip. Yeah. So you've got comic book people who are already perpetually like super immature adults. And so they're sexualized and all that stuff. And then they're SJWs. So, I mean, it's nothing. You can't get worse than that. You can't get a more toxic cocktail than, comic book professionals / fans who are SJWs. These people are going to be a mess. They're going to cause trouble. Midnight Cherry TV, thanks for $2. Sale is a sale. An anus is an anus. Soon they'll learn. Okay.
Everybody's yelling at me to speak up. Is this better? Can you hear me now?
Normally you're I can hear you just fine through my headphones, but I feel like I am overpowering you with volume. So I would, it'd be nice if you could speak up. I guess I turned you up all the way.
I have a hello. Can I now? I may just go back to my laptop computer for a second. You tell me if you're still getting an echo.
No echo at all.
Now you're not getting an echo, but you can't hear me.
No,
I don't want this to be. This is a boomer thing going on right now.
Yeah, well, I would rather just have you this way than get the echo and have you louder. That would be horrible.
I don't know if they're fucking with me now because everybody's screaming volume.
Hey, Cecil, can you hold the chat for a little while? Can you talk to people? Andrea just sent me a message.
This Ryan Gosling guy. Did you see this? This Canadian guy. And
well, hold on. I got to take the recycling out. Andrea just said, will you take
fucking hurry up before you miss it. You can have all that crap.
All right. You talk to people. I'll be right back.
Yeah, this Canadian actor, Ryan Gosling, he's doing a movie about Neil Armstrong, and it's a Canadian director doing it. And they took out the scene where he puts the American flag on the moon. Are you fucking kidding me? Give me a break. You can't, Sashi, are you guys joking? Hold on, let me do this. Now, can you hear? Oh, wait. Now, can you hear me better now? Hello? Anyway, this guy, he's got a pair of balls on him. 2 Canadians. You believe this shit? California's got more people than Canada. Give me a break. These guys are doing a movie about Neil Armstrong, and they take out the scene where he plants the American flag. Okay? Bullshit. I've had it with Canada. We have to declare war on those fucks soon. because it's getting out of control. Now they got their Hollywood actors and directors attacking us. That's an attack. It's no different than a hand grenade or a missile. So yeah, I'm very upset with Ryan Gosling, even though he was in that wonderful movie La La Land with what was her name, Emma Stone. But yeah, I blame Canada completely. Also, did anybody check out, if any of you are on Twitter, check out Tim Lim put out the official cover for Cash Grab this morning. Did anybody see it? Put a Y in there if you saw it. Anybody see it? Well, I'm on a little bit of a delay, but yeah, it's really amazing. The art looks great. Every time he gives a new piece of art, I feel worse and worse that this thing is never going to come out. I almost feel like sitting down and writing a script for it at this point. Did anybody see it? Hello?
Okay. I'm back.
Are you getting an echo from me?
What's that? Hey, Cecil, you're echoing again.
Okay, because I took out my microphone. Hold on, let me.
Damn. Don't worry about that. Yeah, everyone can hear you. I'm sure everyone can hear you. They can turn up their volume.
Around with me.
I'll turn down my volume. We'll even out, and everybody will have to turn up their volume.
How's that?
Great. James S says, Cecil, I can hear you fine. Thank you for a super chat. Cecil is vengeance, says the hostel over there for $2. Thank you so much. Let me just catch up on super chats that I may have missed while I was out there. By the way, Cecil, it's a beautiful day out there. I'm sure we're getting the same weather.
I'm going to the beach. I'm taking the girls. They're taking surfing lessons on the South Shore today.
Oh, well, it's a different kind of beautiful day. It's got you ever wake up in the summer, you know, it's like early school time and the sky is black and it's like windy, warm rain.
Oh, you got rain out over there?
Yes. It's cool. I want to be outside. I want to go outside and maybe just kind of take a walk with an umbrella or something. It's gorgeous out. Well, maybe not an umbrella. I don't want to be maybe there's lightning out there. Midnight Cherry TV, storm the syrup fields, take the hockey money. Interesting.
Do you think an umbrella is going to cause you to get struck by lightning?
Well, it's a conductor, I would think. You know, I mean, isn't it? It's
hardly.
You're holding a lightning rod.
Most of them are made of aluminum, not steel.
Oh, Tim King says Cecil is life, Cecil is love for $3.50. He is both of those things, and then Kinpatsu for 1,000 yen. Hey, Ethan. SJWs and feminism doesn't exist here, and we aim to keep it that way. My girlfriend says ganbata. Ganbat means keep up the good work. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, we're trying to keep up the good work. Japan's got it sorted out. I mean, Japan really does have, you know, they are protecting their culture over there. From what I see, it's just like they're, you know, it's just, you know what Japanese is? It's just Japanese, and they've got their.
With Ryan Gosling, they wouldn't put up with his horse shit for 1 minute. I'll tell you that much.
Well, they barely put up with Logan Paul's horse shit. Did you see that? They threw him out of the country. I admire that.
Ryan Gosling did. Did you hear what I was talking about when you? No, you ran out.
No. Go. Tell me,
Ryan Gosling. They just did a film on Neil Armstrong, him, a Canadian actor and a Canadian director, and they purposely omitted the scene where he plants the American flag because he said we felt he did it for the world, not for the United States. So they purposely omitted the scene, and I say to him, "Fuck you, sir."
Yeah. Wow. Well, he did it for the United States. I mean, let me tell you something. It was a Cold War coup. I mean, the whole purpose of going to the moon was to do it before Russia did. Did he do it for the world? No, he did it for the United States. We spent the fucking money. It was our money. It costs a lot of money to get that done.
Money that were working, guys working every day in a steel mill when this country was a country.
It's unbelievable. I mean, really think about that. Think about the fact that our grandparents paid for that. I mean, they worked hard. They were taxed to hell. We, you know, our scientists, well, also some other scientists from other places, Project Paperclip, you know, put a man on the moon. Put a man on the moon. We did it. We did it, and we paid for it. It's our accomplishment. It's not the world's accomplishment, and we did it to give a middle finger to Russia. That's why we did that.
Get this Ryan Gosling guy in the fucking trebuchet immediately. I'm sorry for cursing.
I like Ryan Gosling. I'm upset about that. I think that was I
feel it was an act of war.
An act of war against Hollywood. You go to war
against the United States from Canada. Opening shots.
Oh, got it. Because Canada. Yeah. I'd go to war against Canada. You know, Richard Pace is from Canada.
We'll take all their mousse and maple syrup.
Yeah, what do they have over there that we can
Great
take?
strip clubs in Montreal. I know you're not interested.
Do they really? No, I'm not interested. No. Yeah, they have Alanis Morissette. By the way, think of all the people. If we went to war, think of all the people, all the Canadians over there that we could capture as war criminals, and we could Alanis Morissette.
Shatner.
Oh yeah. Well, Shatner,
I think he's a full American at this point.
Yeah, he is he's very American. Cobra Viper, thanks for $2. Leave Cecil alone for 5 minutes. He goes all warmonger. I know. He's like John McCain almost, Cecil, who else? What other Canadians would we take hostage if we went to war?
For sure.
Jim Carrey. Most of them I don't care about. Like every time, I don't know what it is with Canada, but they always seem like, when we had TV that was like 7 channels back in the 1970s and 80s, you could always kind of tune in. There were always so there was like ABC, NBC, CBS, PBS, and then there was like UHF, which had like 3 other networks that mostly played cartoons and rerun sitcoms. But if you really, poked through the channel and adjusted your rabbit ears, sometimes you could get in another channel. Just it would be fuzzy, but it would be another weirdo channel. It was like channel 0, but not channel 0. It wasn't horrifying.
Like Second City TV and that stuff.
No, that would always be on. That would be on PBS. I'm just talking about just a fuzzy channel that would have weird stuff on it, and to me, that's Canada. There's nothing. I mean, it's interesting that it's there. I guess if you're interested in finding out what it is, but I mean, that's Canadian culture. It's all just kind of like.
If you look at the population centers, 90% of the population of Canada is on the border of the United States. What does that tell you?
Yeah. They just want to come over here. Right. Absolutely. Well, there's, yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of something from Canada that I really like and couldn't live without.
Well, I liked Mike Myers and the.
I didn't.
You didn't like what the hell was that guy? The spy. Why am I blanking? Norm Macdonald. I do like Norm Macdonald. Adrian Stone put it. I love Norm Macdonald. He said everybody else could go except for Norm Macdonald.
Yeah, seriously. Like, think about their weirdo music. Like Brian Adams, Justin Bieber. No, not a big Bieber fan at all.
All right. Yeah. So it's a good thing we're not in charge. I have a feeling we'd be nuking the Great White North.
Nothing would be lost.
No.
By the way, just kidding, Canada. I do get emails about this. People just
at some point, there was a point when hockey would have been affected by Canadians dying, but at this point, the Eastern Europeans and Russians are really taking over the NHL, and Canada would be no great loss if even in the world of hockey.
Do you want to just tell them? Just be like, Canada, you didn't effing go to the moon. You didn't
go to the moon.
Tell them again.
Canada, you didn't go to the fucking moon. Give it up for the U.S. for once.
That's right. All right. So getting back to the moon, let's talk about Robbie Rodriguez. Oh,
what a good segue.
Thank you. So anyway, Cecil. Now, this did happen. A lot of people are outraged. Robbie Rodriguez did go ahead and send me a selfie of his rectum.
Yes.
Rectum. I would say. Would you say rectum? What would you say?
Oh, sure. That's a rectum.
Taint plus rectum. All of those things. Cobra Viper, thanks for $2. Tell the truth, Cecil. It's for the oil. So you're going to go to war with Canada for the oil. Is that true?
I mean, that's just some spoils of war. It's not the main point. It's vengeance at this point. But I will take the oil as well.
Vengeance is a great reason to go to war.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. He sent his rectum. And he tweeted it. I mean, that's the thing. It's not like he sent it privately. I mean, that would be one thing. Privately would be even worse, actually.
It's like Wreck-It Ralph, but Rectum Robbie.
Rectum Robbie sent me his butthole, a picture of it. And he did it spitefully. He didn't do it because he liked me, like you would think.
It was not flirting. It was not cyber flirting.
No, it wasn't. And those people who think that it was, damn you. This was not done out of love. This was done out of hate and power. I was victimized. So he didn't send it to me privately, which I think would have been better or worse to actually inbox it to me. What do you think?
Well, I mean, You would think career-wise it would have been better for him. He put that on his public channel.
He put it for everybody. Like, so
Yeah.
it wasn't just me. You can say aimed at, Ethan, and so that was like, hey, F you. But no, everybody had to see it. It's like, especially when I retweeted it, it's like everyone had to see it. And that is the thing. So that is why, that is why this is a problem. Now, people ask
Why
me,
is the comic industry so strange that this is literally? I've like I said, I've done some things, and I had to go into hiatus in my job. I couldn't
yeah.
even. I'd be gone. Never. See, the comic book industry is the strangest industry in the world, where a guy could do that and then business as usual the next day.
Yeah, it is insane. Well, actually, you know what? Like, in a way, sending your butthole to somebody, it just seems apropos of comics. It just seems like, yeah, like this is just
They're out of
comic books.
ideas. They're out of ideas. This is
Yeah,
not.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
not a power move. You don't do that from a position of power. You do that
No,
from. It's a
in
complete. We're out of ideas. We're getting killed over here. Comicsgate is crushing us. We're watching something grow as we die. This is. Yeah. This is just a sign of. He might as well throw up a white flag.
Yeah, I think I would. First of all, I don't really care. Let's talk about that for a second. Like, just them knowing that Comicsgate is working. I think I would be, if I were going to be upset at all, I think I would be more upset by the fact that nobody was talking about us, that nobody noticed what we were doing. And we weren't, you know what I mean? Like, if they just moved on, the comic industry just rolled
Absolutely,
past us.
you need to notice because it was just a nothing movement that wasn't getting any traction.
Well, that is the case for most indies. I mean, most independent people struggle to get this kind of press. Not this kind of press, but I mean, a level of press that we're getting. They struggle to get it. They put out their comic, nobody notices, nobody cares. Their dream dies, and that happens for 98% of people who try to break into comics through the indies. And that's indeed. I mean, that could have been our fate. It's like we could have just done our independent comics and nobody noticed, and Cyberfrog sold 5 copies, and I went broke and died drunk with Cecil. That would have been fine.
That's worse ways to go.
Yeah, I would have been okay with that. It would have been maybe something else, maybe some kind of murder spree like the Wonderland killings.
Okay.
I mean, like, pornography and murder, and alcoholism and drugs. Like, that could have been the end of this. But it won't be the end of this because they can't stop talking about us. And, like, seriously, if we were no big thing, they'd stop negging us. You know what
Don't
negging
send a
is?
picture of your asshole to no big thing.
Well, that's
I think that
exactly
was
right.
Shakespeare who said that.
Oh my God, yeah. I'm not schooled on Shakespeare like you are.
I had the Cliff's Notes, to be honest.
Oh, okay. Uh, Cecil, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Okay. So, now, do you know what negging is?
I would imagine some just talking bad about someone or being negative. Is that it?
No, actually, it is, but it isn't. It's a strategy invented by, this is what you do. If you want to get a hot girl, if you want to get a date with a hot girl, you don't go up to her and go, baby, baby, you're so beautiful. You fine, girl. You fine. You don't say that to some girl because that's all she hears all day long. And she's just going to be like, here's another asshole who worships me. Okay. That's not what you do. What you do is go up to a girl, a beautiful girl, and go, yeah, your fake eyelashes are crooked, but you're okay. You're cute. Now, she's going to obsess over the fact that you are apparently in a position to criticize her.
Yes. The best one
And
is not the eyelashes is okay, but if you really wanted to hit a girl in her soul, say something about her shoes. Are you sure you wanted to wear those? And that's like
that might make you you want to be like, hey, I'm still a sexual tyrannosaurus, I'm heterosexual, I don't notice things like your shoes, I'm just noticing your face or your weight or your shape, the things that men actually care about. So you neg her, you tell her, yeah, you're cute, but there's one little thing wrong with you. She's going to chase after you until you admit that thing, she fixed that thing. So that's called negging. It's a psychological way to get attractive people or people who are used to succeeding to notice you.
Right.
All
The
right,
trick
so
with that is also to not be that you're obviously negging, because then it's like, oh, give me a break.
you have to be subtle. You have to be
Yes.
very subtle about it. Hey, Nickel Dime, thanks for $1.99. If you were a chick, he'd be fired. You got me too'd. Oh, I never thought about that. James S. $4.99. Do you think the back hole thing is simply parsed, to quote Zach? Yes, I do. I do. Sai 27, Rectum Robbie should spend less time in the Tower of Power and more time working on his craft. Yeah. So Zach saying the extinction burst. Crazy things happen right before the end comes, basically, and people are acting nuts because the end is coming. By the way, hello, Umbrella Guy. Welcome to Comic Artist Pro Secrets Morning Show.
Hey there, how you doing?
Great, It's great to have you. Umbrella Guy, glad you're here. We're talking about Robbie Rodriguez's butthole.
Yeah, that's a subject that is going to. I personally hope DC still doesn't. I hope they never respond to it, because more and more people are seeing this. Like, more and more normal people are like, there's no excuse for that. So I like that. I like that the word's getting out more and more. Just normal individuals are saying there's no excuse whatsoever to do it, and why are they ignoring it? So.
What I also like doing is, when you're talking to anybody on the other side, they like to say, well, your side called somebody a cum dumpster. Like, now, if one thing one guy said applies to all of you, every time I argue with somebody, I'm like, your side sends asshole pics. That's it. Lead with that. That's what your side is.
Yeah, of course. So we have to actually be kind of above that. Now, I mean, this is what this all comes down to. Anusgate, #Anusgate. Yeah, I want us to actually. First of all, if you think that no consequences have come down, I'm sure you're wrong. I'm sure. I know the way DC works. I've been on the receiving end of some lectures from DC Comics from time to time. Hell out of you, when you are misbehaving. So, I'm sure Robbie Rodriguez did get the "hey, if you do this again, you're fucked" lecture. So I wouldn't worry about that. Did he get fired? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe. I have no idea. But it's not like DC is completely ignoring this. DC doesn't ever publicly respond to things like this unless it's like,
They might today, because it's the holiday weekend. They might do it at 5:00 tonight. That's usually when people drop any kind of statements, because it gets the least amount of press.
They did respond in a way. The live stream that they had, they took down their live stream and then they put it back up, but they removed first they were muting people. Like, at first they were doing nothing in their conversation. Then they started muting people that were bringing it up. But they brought up the replay. Then they took the video down for an hour and a half to 2 hours, and when it came back up, there was no video replay for the chat. You had no chat replay on it. So they are going and trying to remove like any conversation about that, which I understand. They don't want that attached to them and more people asking about it. But it's very interesting that they know that this is bad PR. It's very bad PR. And if it pushes more, I do wonder how far you go before you make a public statement saying, oh, this is not good.
I don't know. I don't know when they make a public statement.
How do you spin this positively? You're DC.
Yeah. I don't get that. Yeah. Entropy says, when you rang DC, was it a back channel? Is it a joke? I can't tell what's a joke anymore.
That's good.
Yeah. So I don't know. Here's the thing. Yeah, this is quite. Stuff like this is going to continue to happen because these people are nuts. I mean, it's like one day, Robbie Rodriguez with the butthole. The next day, my God, Mike McCone wishing penile cancer.
Have you seen the stuff with Alterna Comics going on right now?
Oh, that's terrible. He's such a nice man, that Peter.
Yeah.
Okay, fill me in, because I've heard, like, I'm in a private chat with him and I guess a few more comic skaters. And all I said was, I just said, what's happening? I said, what happened? He's in here like, dude, he said, I'm completely beside myself right now. Tonight has been devastating. Thank you guys for the support and kind words. I'm just numb right now. And I know what he's talking about. I know the feeling. So what exactly
He
Can you fill me in?
retweeted, somebody did a Move the Needle picture and it was Alterna Comics, and he did the sin of retweeting it and they came after him.
De Guzman came after him, and not just him, 3 different companies, 3 smaller companies, but he came out and he argued about it. Well, when he did, one of the people he went to bat for, with there was a comic called Amazing Age. Now, Amazing Age they couldn't get made, and Free Comic Book Day turned them down. The committee did. So he thought, hey, I like this comic book. I'm going to help you get it made as that Free Comic Book Day one, and I'm going to publish your other one. So he did all of that for them. Got attacked by De Guzman, got attacked by them. Then they started talking about his social media policy, because he has a policy about block botting. A company with balls. Forgive my wording, but I mean, they actually have heard people saying, it's not good to block 60,000 people or 70,000 people. Maybe that's a bad idea. So he made it very clear, this is what our policy looks like, and he is being attacked by dozens of these, of course, people that can't control themselves and act right. I mean, there's dozens of them out there. I was looking through this morning, and I thought, my God, this leads. I was going to do a video, and I thought, man, this needs more like a live stream. There are so many of them.
Mm-hmm. By the way, Chris W, $2. They're not sending their best. One more thing before we get back to this. Thanks for sending me the cover to Cash Grab, Cecil.
Oh, you saw that?
Yes. I just saw it just now.
Timothy put it out this morning. It looks fantastic, I think.
It sure does. I love, by the way, I don't know how Tim Lim is great. I don't know how he is able to capture the essence of first of all, this Cecil character obviously is based on your avatar. It's based on a famous actor. Supposedly, it's sort of reminiscent of Dom DeLuise, but it isn't Dom DeLuise. It's
right. Well, he changed. We changed it, so it's it's not, but unquestionably not him.
Right.
It's just based off our voices. He did basically those two.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. I saw that and I just went, that is the funniest. Like, yeah, that is what Cecil, quote unquote, looks like. It isn't what you look like, but that is what Cecil looks like when you talk and you describe yourself, you describe your life. That's what immediately comes to mind. And Nurkish too. Even the facial expression on Nurkish with the forehead, the lines on his forehead. He's not mad. He's just kind of beaten down and irritable. He's irritated by the world, and he's got a frown. And he's seen awful things. Tim Lim nailed you guys. And then, of course, so you guys are running away. You've got a red rooster, literally a red rooster. You can tell that it's got the stars across his chest, but it's a chicken. And you've got a vial of some liquor, and then it looks like a Thump, and then a cyber frog. It's just a frog, but he's got cybernetic arms and legs, and then the monkey from Jawbreakers in the background. I mean, this is so. It's excellent. It is excellent.
It was great. I woke up to that this morning. I just like you. I had to go take out the garbage too. So I was up early and I got that in my inbox and I was just like blown away.
Oh, people are saying show the picture. I'm so stupid. I'm like sitting here just staring at it, and of course I can show the picture. Hang on a second. Let me get it up there.
I can't wait for all the drunken live streams where you're trying to pitch your product. It's going to be awesome.
You know me. I don't like to promote myself.
Oh man, yeah, I know you never do. You're so calm about that. You're gonna have to get used to it, Cecil. Definitely.
Yes, indeed. All right, let's see here. There it is, so people can see it. I mean, I just look at this and I'm like, wow, this is absolutely perfect. This is absolutely perfect. The art is excellent. It's a great looking cover. This dead area kills me here. It bothers me a little bit, but I guess you're gonna put a logo here. Put the, hey, it's Cecil and Nurkish funnies. Whatever.
I think there's gonna be something going there.
Yeah. This is. I mean, it just. You know what it is. It makes me proud to be part of Comicsgate because there's so much iconography associated with us. That this is a joke. This is a lovely, warm joke. I don't even know how to. I don't even know how to put it into words.
Do you want to know how detailed it is? He asked Nurkish what the family suicide gun is, And it was
Yeah.
this little 22, and he actually looked it up, and that's the gun that Nurkic is holding.
I love the floods that Nurkic is wearing. I mean, he's way too tall, of course. That is exactly how one pictures Nurkic. That's what he looks like, of course, and that's what you look like, of course.
Yes.
And it's look at your face. Look at your happy little face. Oh, I love it. I saw what made me laugh originally was I saw the original design that he did for you, the sketch design, and that just killed me too because it just looked like you, and this image that people have of you in their heads, it is really, really funny. And yeah, Thump's got to be in it, of course. I love the big monkey in it. Like, you see this and you go, this is a very simplified version. This just I wish there were more veins in the neck, like John Malin drew. But this is very much like it's Comicsgate, it's Jawbreakers. This image, this angle on this monkey, everyone stared at it for a long time while listening to Zach's streams. We all understand what this means, and these kind of images bring us close. They kind of say, we get it. This is our family. These are our guys. This is the legend that we're building. And this book is going to do so well. It's going to do so well. Wow, I'm really proud. Really, really, I'm choked up. I'm really proud of this. This is so funny.
Cecil, did you ever think that people would be excited about a book like this with you?
No, 3 months ago, I didn't even know I was going to be doing a comic book.
Oh, it's great.
Outrageous. It's really good, but it's inspiring me. I've been writing like crazy. So, and there's some good, but everything keeps changing. I think Rectum Robbie just made himself a character.
He's got to be in there, of course.
You know, we're going to be changing the script right up until time of print with this, the way things are going.
Oh my God. Oh, there's some funny stuff going on. It is hilarious. I love it. And I love that book. I think, again, tons of people are going to buy it. I think tons of people are going to buy it. And you guys are going to do great. It's just too funny. I mean, this is the thing. I mean, this is a comic that people are actually going to be excited to read. I don't know why mainstream comics can't do this. Why can't they make comics that are exciting, that people want to read and participate in? Why can't they do that? We're doing it over and over again.
They don't listen to fans, and they take themselves, like, they could never do something that didn't take themselves seriously. Like this here, it is listening to a fandom, and it's creating, like you said, it's creating a lore almost, but it's very tongue in cheek. And I cannot imagine any of the egos I see out there, again, someone that would actually show you their butt as a way to, I'm going to call it protest, a way to show you your place. I mean, those people could never actually not take themselves seriously.
Of course not. Of course not. This is just, it's going to be great. Donald's here. I always want to say Donald. Donald, please change your name back to Donald. Please.
Yeah, Ro Kabir is very, very upset by that.
Yes.
It's a sticking point.
$300,000 stretch goal, and I'll change it back.
Well, all right, let's get him there. Because
Ro Kabir wants the D.
He said that. He said you've literally cut off your D. 1, 2, 3, $5. Cecil, do you have any idea when the Indigo campaign for Cash Grab will start?
I think mid October, when we're looking at like April, June delivery. We want to give a longer date. That way we could under deliver, and really we would just want to get enough time to get all the money out of that account. And
then run. You need to run with it.
I'm looking. We've been looking at there's a bunch of guys doing the research into printing costs and shipping costs, and we just want to just avoid that whole can of worms altogether.
Yeah. Cecil's volume is up all the way. I'm really sorry, everyone.
Am I really?
It's not that bad, Cecil. But everyone is complaining because you're like, if I'm at 100%, you're at 75. So it's not so bad, but people want to hear you louder. They like you.
Maybe I think I should be at 75%. I think that's a little.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll hold it a little closer.
Okay, Donald, how you doing today? What's going on?
I'm good, man. I'm just waking up and still kind of shocked over the whole Alterna situation. I was listening to you guys talk about that.
All right, so let's talk about that now. By the way, Midnight Cherry TV, $2. Tug and Cecil and Cash Grab 2, Cash Save. Tug should be in this somehow. Like maybe he's
already written it.
Like as a real character, or just I mean,
he's got a cameo, but he's got a couple lines, and you're in it for sure.
Yeah. I figured I couldn't escape that. All right, so what happened to Alterna?
I don't know how it
details.
I don't know how it started. I know that he was in a back and forth with one of the creators that was on his book, and then Jennifer de Guzman, whoever the hell that is, jumped in and started getting on his case.
No, it started with the Guzman. It did. It started by him posting someone who bought. Alterna always follows some people if they follow and pick up Alterna comics, and they always repost people buying comics. That is part of their policy. Always has been. So they reposted 2 #MoveTheNeedle post. And of course, right there, after the comics are for all, they have to go out and they have to teach all of the smaller indie companies their place. So
they have to go teach that comics are not for all.
Yeah, they had to teach them it's not really. It's only, the comics are for all of us, but not for all these other people. Sorry, Don. I knew the background because I just finished a video on it. So
no, that's good. I'm it's good you're correcting me. I don't want to put out wrong information on anything like that. But he's just been getting a lot of flack from pros like Patrick Zurcher and Pace. Zurcher blocked him just because he put out a policy that pretty much every company has. Don't act like an asshole on social media. If you want to block individuals who are harassing you and causing you a problem and stress or whatever, if you want to block individuals, that's fine. Don't blanket block thousands of people using a block bot, because that just harms the business and harms customers who may not know why they're in trouble. Quote unquote in trouble.
Well, the one line in their social media policy that people are going crazy over, they said, it's very short, but just paraphrasing, I'm looking at it in front of me, said you're required and encouraged to promote your title on social media. We don't condone the use of block bots, blind blocking, blockchains, or any other program or practice used to block thousands of people blindly en masse. So that is the line that people are throwing a fit over. They say you have people out there that are saying this literally endangers them as human beings. It denies them their humanity.
They're in danger.
Yes.
Yeah, like you're existential. You're an existential threat to my existence. They say to Republicans. Fuck. Excuse my language. Chris W. Thanks for $5. Cash Grab has to underdeliver and rip off a certain percentage of buyers to keep the spirit of the project. I would do this. I don't believe for a second that you're not going to deliver this book, but I would promise 50 pages and make it 48. I would do something like that. I would swindle them somehow. I think you're obligated to. So something to keep in mind. Make sure that there is a swing with this. Elliot Fernandez. Hey, how you doing, sir? $2. Anal Gate should be like Hydra lurking in Cash Grab. That's an actual character. Anal Gate.
Jerkmonger's in the chat. What's up, Elliot?
Yeah. People are talking
it
about
could be like the first stretch goal, like the first whatever amount of money you get absolutely nothing, and then the first stretch goal is something. That's the whole goal, something.
Yeah. People like the idea of being swindled somehow. They do like that.
I do enjoy the thought of it too.
Yeah. Promise a poster, but don't deliver. Don't do that, because that will legitimately upset people. But no, we shouldn't be having this conversation like a lot. But I would promise less than I delivered. That's what I would do if I were a Cash Grab.
I've done that to every single girl I've dated, so I'm good at it.
I promise a super huge surprise. The surprise, you get nothing, says Llama Gigante. That's a good idea too. Harry Bergeron, thanks for $4.99. The other catalyst was Alterna, announced it the same day. The other catalyst was Alterna announced that same day the best year in 12 years. They are the only comic company that is growing.
By thousands of percent. Yeah, actually, that is a good ad. I mean, thousands of percent. They said they sold thousands of comics. I mean, they're small, but they have gone in and they have built up a following of, the Alterna brand itself has about 60,000 followers, and Peter Samedi has about 90,000, I believe. So, he has built his brand, and he built it. He built it. A lot of comic gators do follow them, but they've never come out and divided audiences. They're, like any company, a smart company will go out and say, we support everybody. And I mean, they've been smart about it, but unfortunately these people cannot abide that.
Yeah, I think at some point, everyone who actually does care about succeeding, all capitalists in this business are going to come our way. They have to. Marvel and DC can do whatever they want to do. But when it comes to the independent market, everyone who actually wants to succeed is going to have to join us, because at some point there's just not going to be any choice. I see the sales. I know what the sales are like, and I know what that means. When it comes to the bottom line, these people aren't making any money, and talent costs money. Talent costs money. You can't just drawing and writing the books costs too much money compared to what they're bringing in. Most indies don't break 10,000 for a $3.99, $2.99, $3.99 comic.
Yeah. They're making money at $1.50 pricing point. When you bring up pricing, I mean, that's their pricing point. So they came in at newsprint. They wanted to bring newsprint back. That's their thing. And, let's say $1.50. When you're talking about cutting money on talent, that's something I really got intrigued by with IDW. IDW's reports, when they put them together, you can see how they trim costs, and you see it. They have it laid out in expenses, and they talk about cutting people's comp packages, cutting, so I forget the wording that they use, but what they're talking about is cutting labor or cutting expenses. And it doesn't look good for, all of those. I would say at least the major 5 or 6 are basically, they've got to be hemorrhaging money on comic books.
Of course. Yeah, it is. It's of concern. I just hope that, all right, here's the thing. Zach says this, and he's used this analogy, and I was telling this to Andrew. I tell Andrew everything. We talk about this stuff nonstop. People have to understand one thing, and this applies to Donald, who I think is there. I think Donald's almost there, but a few other people aren't quite there yet who are leaning our way. Zach talks about a movie called Queen of the Damned with Aaliyah, and it was a vampire movie.
Yeah.
And there's just this one sequence in it where one vampire says to a human who's becoming a vampire, who's in pain and panicked, it's like, that's just your mortal body dying. Let it go. You're about to become something better. People like Peter Samedi over at Alterna, they're experiencing their mortal body dying right now. David Tovarov, thanks for $2. Some pages in Cash Grab should be stick figures. That'd be funny too. Good idea. Geek Chorus, thanks for $2. Cecil, Attack of Starro, funniest video title ever. That was funny. So the people who want to come over here are going to experience pain that they didn't understand before things immediately get better. We did it. I mean, I remember going, geez, this literally means I am not safe to go to conventions anymore. Denial about that for a long time. You're like, no, this will blow over. No, it's not going to blow over. This is the result of the culture war. This is the cost. This is the price of what SJW's taking over comics to use it purely as a mouthpiece for their ideology, for their propaganda. This is what it results in, guys. Things have changed. To kind of walk away from that, in order to beat it, you can't beat it from within. You have to beat it from without. So it means leaving. It means comics and starting your own thing. And it will be painful as you watch people treat you with contempt over comic books. I mean, really, back up for a second. We're all involved in this, but this is about comic books, you disgusting animals. It is the most trivial thing in the world. And certainly it is how we make our living. And that is important. But it only seems like one side of us is actually trying to make a living. The other side isn't trying to make a living at all. They're just trying to, use comics as a means to spout, their ideology.
They're trying to indoctrinate people.
That's right.
Anita Sarkeesian, I think it was her, the creator of Marvel Girl. She actually used that word, indoctrination.
Taxman, thanks for $5. Late, you aren't kidding about these people and their fevered egos. You'll never see a joke book called Mighty Morphin Milkshake Girls or something. That's true. No. Gavin M. For Cyberfrog, a bovine nemesis consumes piles of pie and uses the resulting flatulence to overwhelm his foes with toxic fumes. Methane Van Geyser. Yeah, that's great. People think way too hard about my name and parodies of it. Micah Mathis, $1.99. When DC Marvel fail, what happens to the characters?
The movies. There's so much merchandising.
Yeah,
they get outsourced.
Well, it's they're just, here's the thing, like Marvel and DC only own those characters at this point because they are perpetually in use, and they keep renewing the the trademark and copyright on those characters over and over again. I mean, eventually they will fall into public domain. Superman is due to fall into public domain over and over and over again. They have to keep doing things and changing Superman. They have to keep changing Superman to continue to own Superman. And that is, that's a real thing. So if Marvel and DC stop publishing, I don't really know. I don't know what the end result would be. I don't know. Things would change. Life would go on. The characters would still exist. Braxton Deal, thanks for $2. Can we get a Rectum Robbie alt cover for Cash Grab? I'm certain they at a certain tier.
Would that be a stretch goal?
A stretch goal. Ew. Yeah. So anyway, what Peter Smeddy is going through right now is his mortal body is dying, and it's painful. You're in denial about it, but you can't be in denial about it. Let it go. You're about to become something better.
I'm not too worried. Sorry.
The one thing, like the blowback too with Peter Simeti, hopefully he notices that the blowback is coming from a specific type of creator, a type of creator that refuses to change and refuses to listen to consumers. Consumers are applauding this effort. There may be a few sycophants that follow these people that drop off, but I would guarantee that would be less than 1%, and I'm sure that you will more than make up for it with customers saying, "Yeah, who is Alterna again?" And I applaud this effort.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say too. I'm not too worried about Peter because the customers are seeing what's going on. And you've already got people who I've seen say, they're following Nasser's lead and they're saying, I've dropped all Marvel and DC titles for Alterna. The customers are being pushed away, and they're being pushed into the arms of Alterna, and they're being pushed into the arms of us. So I'm not worried about Alterna, and I love it when these people freak out because it just means more people find us.
Yeah, I mean, a certain percentage, do. See, all we have to do is peel off a certain percentage of customers and get them, hooked on our product. Our product. It's like meth. Our product. and basically, that's all we need. I mean, all we really need to do is get some fans to come our way in order to thrive.
Man, you just created like Breaking Bad, the comics edition.
Yeah. Lycan 645 $4.99. Like SJWs from history was obsessed with race and ideology. Yep, you guessed it. The Nazi Party. Well, Scott Austin 20 SEK. Alterna, like Comicsgate gives hope for comics. Well, I mean, comics are just like rock and roll. Rock and roll wasn't Capitol Records and Motown. Rock and roll was some just existed outside of those things. And those two labels tried to capture it for themselves. But it's not, it doesn't exist at Marvel and DC. Comics are everywhere. Comics are whoever makes them. True pleasure listening to your videos and live streams, says S. Gamble. Thank you for $2. I appreciate that. I'm glad to have you in the audience. So what we have to do is, I think Peter knew this was coming, but he was in denial about it. He is fully aware of what he's doing. I think he does kind of share our feelings about what's going on. But he hoped he could skate through a little bit. They're not going to let him skate through. So
I think he's also noticing that the people making the most noise buy exactly 0% of his books.
they don't buy his books.
Well, he's been targeted by them before, but they've never made a concerted effort. Like there's a certain colorist out there that has attacked him, I believe, twice now. That's actually it was a big thing, but they stood alone at that time, and now I think they're regrouping. They're trying to pull in the rank and file to tell them, if you deviate, we will damage you. What's I think sad for Peter is he's finding out that some of the people he gave a chance to as a publisher are basically turning on him as well.
Are not his friends. That's right.
I think that's what's hurting him the most, is that people he went out on a limb for are now just, publicly castigating him.
That's his mortal body dying. Nickel Dime, thanks for $1.99. Maybe DC Marvel drop the prints and stick to movies. Well,
yeah, it might. Their whole comic division might just be vanity, and just they'll keep it up at a loss, as a write-off.
They can afford it.
That's what other like IDW. That I firmly believe that's what they're trying to do. They brought in a president that when he came in from a TV background, and he said nothing about comic books. They're just hemorrhaging money, and I don't think that they know how to go back. And if you look at the big two, yeah, that's all they do. They farm intellectual property. So I mean, that's that pretty much. It seems like they just they go out and they treat the comics division as something not to screw up and to make headlines with, and the rest of it is how you make money.
Somebody might come up with an idea they make a movie out of, and they got it for cheap because they have them on this cheap payroll.
Yeah.
And one hit movie comes out of it, it pays for the whole division. Especially if people are getting paid what Zach has been saying people are getting paid, which is astounding to me.
I never thought that. Like when I first got into a DC, I was making $150 a page to pencil Impulse. I remember that. And working my way forward, they told me $300 was the ceiling for a penciler. And so I remember getting to $300 and it's still being like, hey, this is not exactly making my life any easier. Because you kept, you would do better. You would ask for raises. The raises were easy to get. You just asked for them. But eventually they told me a whole other thing. They said, no, you could, there's a way past this $300 glass ceiling, Ethan. It's called book rate. And I was like, book rate? What's that? They go, well, instead of getting paid by the page, we pay you by the book. So if you're getting paid $10,000 to pencil a book, you break that down, that's $500 a page. Oh shit, that's way more than 300. That's right. So you want to start getting paid book rate? I sure do. And then your book rate goes up and up. And that's kind of the thing. I don't know. I don't know people that are making, I don't know what people make anyway, but I wouldn't work for $300 a page. I just wouldn't. I don't think I would do it. Not anymore. You have to when you start out. But if you've been in this business for decades and you're making $300 a page.
Right. Well, you can make more on commissions. Why would you waste?
Why would you do that? I know it doesn't make, you must really love sitting down and drawing sequential art. Harry Bergeron, thanks for $1.99. Provide a contrast and normies will come to CG. Well, yeah, when they act up, this is what I always say, Harry. I always say, if you just say, hey, those guys over there that are sending anus pictures, like we're the opposite of them. Like we don't do that. Like we're the opposite of them. We're the other side. Taxman $2. Ethan is the one who knocks.
We're also not a monolith. I mean, I'm quite liberal. I think Donald is liberal also.
Yeah.
There are guys I disagree with. I don't fight with anybody, but I have different disagreements with guys on our side. We're just not vicious about it. It's just.
No, I have disagreements too.
We're a hashtag. I mean, literally, this is a hashtag movement. We don't have a hiring process. If we start going by collectivizing, then I mean, imagine we made the same argument. We said, hey, everybody that works at DC, since you went through a collective agreement here, since you were hired through this specific process, then everybody is like, they bring up Berganza. So everybody is like what you bring up here, and they would flip out if you called them that. But of course, it's okay to do that to everyone else.
Yeah. D Hammond 89, thanks for $2. Attacked by a bigoted colorist. Can't make this up. Can you imagine a colorist daring open his mouth against a publisher? Michael McLaughlin $2. I'm angry with what happened to the Brightwisers. You should be. And to add insult to injury, you've got main SJWs pretending to hit, like Kieran Shiak. I've investigated this and I have seen no threats at all. But I mean, you disingenuous, sandwich grubbing, begging.
You're in, like, hit me up then one day. I'll show you.
Piece of garbage. It's not that you go online and you see a bunch of people saying, "Oh, we'll kill the Brightwisers if they show up at this," even though that has happened to me. What it is, hey, red alert, everyone pass it around. The Brightwisers are going to be going to this convention. They are 2 comic skaters. Pass that around. That's of interest to people. And then you can easily say, hey, all we were doing was informing people that you were going to be there. We weren't threatening. Show me the threat. That's
Richard Pace came out directly and said, well, if they face consequences, that's because they were grouped in with they decided to group in with a hate group. Now, the language like that,
consequences, hate group.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, when you start saying things like consequence and hate group, I mean, that doesn't infer that you're not going to have someone go out and harm you. That's the way that people that are out here telling me that Antifa is a viable solution to any of your problems. Yeah, those people believe in violence.
Joe Marone, they do. Joe Marone, thanks for $5. $1+ for Alan Moore. He actually loved the comics medium for what it was, not for what kind of movies could be made from them. Yeah, that's $1+ for him. He's a great guy. Oshin, $2. What if Alterna published Comic Gate books? Winky face. Well, Oshin, some people may choose to go over there, but the thing is, Comicsgate in and of itself is doing way better. It's like we're doing just fine right now. Our own model is working out and making people money. And those people who are like, it's short term, this can't last. Why not? Why not?
I just dropped all my DC books, so I've got money to spend. I spent at least $40 a week on DC, and it's
we don't have to. This model that we're doing here is we're providing graphic novels twice a year. And by the way, I'm thinking about making mine bigger next time. Cyberfrog, making it more like 100 pages. Cyberfrog Wreck Planet. This was a quickie. I had to get this one done quick. But Cyberfrog Wrecked Planet, why not give myself more of a lead time and just say, I'm going to do 2 books a year and they're each going to be 100 pages and I'm going to enjoy myself because, there's no reason why, as long as you're producing a cool comic and you're able to promote it to a large market, there's no reason why this couldn't continue. There's just no reason. It's not, they're like, but these are $25 books. No, they're not $25 books. They're $25 autographed signed books with a whole ton of bonuses. This is like a loot crate that's coming your way. You're getting a comic that is autographed, which, by the way, a comic book autographed by me at Dynamic Forces usually goes for between $30 and $40, just full stop. And that's that's just a regular size comic. That's what an autographed comic goes for. And then you get a sticker, like a window clink sticker. You get trading cards. You get a bookmark. You also have the option to get the 2 mini comics that come along the prequels. This is cool stuff. That's a loot crate essentially for people with a custom special edition comic. People might like this, and people might actually prefer this to going to the comic shop and buying $3.99 worth of hacked out slop. That insults your belief system, insults your intelligence, and clearly was done very quickly by people who didn't really care.
It has very little action in it. Most of these comics, you see the previews, and it's people standing around or sitting around for 5 pages. Where's the action that people come to comics to see?
1 in 4 comics, or not even 1 in 5 comics that I buy nowadays is good. I'm throwing $4 or $5 away for crap.
They should really take what Cecil's taking in right here. I mean, imagine the Cecil of yore saying, I'm going to drop DC Comics. Hey, only 1 in 5 comic books I'm picking up are actually any good.
Startling. Geek Course, thanks for $2. EVS is more Rolling Stones than the Beatles. Okay, thanks, I guess. Murder Meister, thanks for $2. I'm more Beach Boys than both of them. Thanks for the second campaign. Bought your book. Hey, that's great. That's the whole thing. Oh, let's talk about that. Do you guys mind if I shill for a couple seconds?
Oh, absolutely.
Please, share, please.
Okay.
Please do.
Cyberfrog Blood Honey. Let me get this on the screen here. So anyway, a lot of people are joining Comicsgate now. They missed the initial run. You know, they missed it. They weren't here when Jawbreaker started or when Cyberfrog started. They just weren't here to see, to see this book. So now they're hearing about it. Of course, I ended my Cyberfrog campaign a month ago, I think. And people who are new to the cause are just like, how do I get it? How do I get it? Well, you can't get it. You can't get it. I thought about it, and I decided if I'm going to reopen it again, it's only going to be for a limited time. And by the way, the only way that you can reopen it is to offer a new product. So I worked with Indiegogo, and I said, look, it's a variant cover. It's a new version of the comic. So they agreed to. They called it whitelisting, which is like, I don't know if that's right. I hope it's not racist. They said they said we're going to let you open it. We're going to let you do it. We normally don't let people do another campaign until the first one's fulfilled, but this is an extension of that campaign in a way. So it was pretty cool. We were able to do this and get it open for 7 days. And here's your chance. So literally, there's 6 days left for you to back Cyberfrog. Now I've pared down this thing. I'm not. The first original campaign, there were all kinds of different tiers. There was a $100 tier. There was even a $5,000 tier at one point. And, of course, that really drove up. We sold through almost everything. That really drove up the outcome, the final number that we made. But this time we're going to pare it down. $25 just for the comic book. It's going to be autographed. You're going to receive all of the original perks that you missed from the first campaign. So if you're buying in now, if you're pre-ordering Cyberfrog Blood Honey, you're going to get the Salamandroid variant cover. This is the original cover. This cover is going to be on the main book. The Salamandroid variant cover is going to be autographed, but you're also going to get a bookmark. You're going to get 2 trading cards and a window cling sticker, all mailed to you in a nice box by our hands, from our hands. I don't know. Honestly, guys, I haven't decided this cover or this cover.
Hey, Ethan.
Yes.
Did you happen to see the final version of Kane and White's Cyberfrog cover?
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, we tagged you in it. It was amazing. And it's like we sent that out. I didn't know if.
Well, I'll take a look at it in a little bit. Let me finish my pitch here.
Can you show both covers again, Ethan?
Okay, so this one or this one. This is the simple kind of. I see this as like the McFarlane Spider-Man piece, where the famous like Spider-Man number 300, or the actual Spider-Man number 1. It's just become iconic. It's the piece that they're using to make the chess piece. It's that pose. Or this is the first one that I drew.
I love that art. I love that one there.
One, the B one.
Yeah, I love that there. Yeah.
Okay.
It stands out so much. Like when you were talking about it, it has a lore to itself. You can look at it and you can actually see the way the story that you've been talking about. I can see it all playing out right there, and I was fascinated by that.
The other one's more of a marketing. It's more for, do you want that to be your iconic image that's going to be on everything? Maybe you want to put it on a cover.
Yeah, this is going to be the window cling though. I mean, I'm pretty sure this is going to be a window cling as well. I don't know. I'm not really sure. I go back and forth about it. What's going to be funny is I paid Moose Bauman like $300 to color this. F Moose. And then I paid Kyle Ritter to color it. Kyle's came out way better. And so, even though I have the right to publish either of them, I would publish Kyle's. I would use Kyle's version. I just like it better.
I actually disagree with Tug and Cecil on this.
Okay.
I like the one where he's. I do like the one where he's holding the B. It looks beautiful. Colors are beautiful. Line art is beautiful. It looks more like a back cover thing. It does tell a story, and it shows you something. It says, okay, this is what's happening in the book. He's going to be killing some monster wasps. The top one, the one where he's jumping, it's as you said, it's iconic. It's simple. So this is something that could also be put on a shirt to cross market.
Mhm.
And to me, this one, since this book has been gone for so long, this one says to me, I'm back. Here I am, Mother Evers.
Yeah.
It's like he's jumping in. Just like you, he's jumping in and about to kick ass.
The only thing I wonder with the icon, we're talking about referencing back. If you're wanting to make your own thing, I mean, if you're, do you want to? I mean, maybe you do want to put a staple like that, saying, yeah, I'm here. This compares and overwhelms. Really, it's better than those things. Remember this? Well, yeah, we can harken back. I mean, there is an iconography to that as well.
Yeah, it's jumping at you, and when you like think. Which one would Kirby choose? He would choose the one that's popping out at you and coming right in your face.
Yeah, you're right. I think you're right. This is probably the cover. I'm pretty sure this is the cover.
Like
And that's the back cover maybe or something like that. But anyway, so you'll get this. So for $50, you're going to get all of the stuff from before, but you'll also get the ash can. You'll get 1998, which is the prequel. It shows the end of the world. And you're going to get a special colorized reprint mini comic of Amphibionics #1, which was a rare comic I drew in 1997. The difference is stark when you actually see the artwork from that to the one that we're doing, right now. But it's still a lot of fun, and it was rare, and it's fun to kind of release that and say just for historical purposes. But yeah, it's doing pretty well. Let me see. Did we sell any of these? It's doing pretty well. We sold a few. And people are responding to the chance to get the book again. Once we get to $40,000 here, every dollar after that, up until $50,000, is going straight to the men's cancer charity. Oh my God, who's hurting children?
Where's that coming from?
My kids are in the next room with my wife, and the baby's screaming because my daughter's playing with him.
Good Lord. All right. Very good. Yeah, we're all family men. We like that. But this is the thing. All right. So the link is in the description. If you haven't had a chance to back Cyberfrog Blood Honey yet, or you want to get the variant cover, you only bought in at the $25 tier the first time and you want to get the ash can, you can do that now for just a limited time, just for 6 days. And by the way, in 6 days, we're going to do one of those big, gigantic, drunken all-night live streams to close this thing out. It should be fun. Like the one that Captain Cummings was in before he got me in the back.
Yeah,
I was in that one with him.
Yeah.
No, I did a one-on-one with him where he passed out on the air.
Really?
Yeah, we were both drinking, and we kept drinking, and all of a sudden he just fell over.
Alcohol poisoning, good times.
I mean, yeah, Captain Cummings, we miss him. He's off he's just off of everything now.
We'll get him back.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll get him back. I don't feel like we will. I feel like he just went, you know what? Screw this. And he walked away from everything. And it's if he did come back, it would be a great thing. It'd be a cool thing to have Captain Cummings rejoin Comicsgate. But
he was my introduction to all this nonsense. I found his videos first.
I know. Yeah. So people asking, are you doing a metal prints of the cover? Would love to buy one. I have no plans for that right now, but maybe. I mean, might do that later. But anyway, again, the link is in the description below. Thank you for your continued support. This is just great. So we're at like almost 38,000, which means that Cyberfrog has now sold 575,000 copies, or $5,000 worth, not copies, $575,000. That's what it's earned. We might get it up to 6 by the end of the section.
Stretch goal, Ethan. I had to step away for just a second. I'm sorry.
Well, the stretch goal is this. All right. So Mike McCone, who, it's a shame because I know Mike McCone. He's usually kind of quiet. He's British, but he lives in America now. He said, hey, comics are for everyone except for comics gators. They can die of dick cancer. That was rude. I mean, and a lot of people are actually dying of cancer. Also have loved ones that have died or are currently sick with cancer. And that was painful for them to actually hear. So I just said, well, what we're going to do is once we hit $50,000, the $50,000 stretch goal, and we're pretty close at 38,000. I think we're definitely going to hit it by the end of the week. We'll definitely hit it. That I'm going to donate $10,000 to Orchid, which is a specifically male cancer charity. Okay, so these guys research cancer in terms of cancer that affects specifically men. So people who actually are dying of quote unquote dick cancer. We are going to send them $10,000. I'm going to save your dicks, everyone. And that's the thing. Once again, I mean, we have to do this wherever we can. I like the idea of turning lemons into lemonade. These cancerous dicks wish dick cancer on normal people, and I don't like it anymore. I just don't like it. So I hope that we do get to 50,000. But the way to look at it also is I'm just going to look at it this way. Even if we don't, once we get to 40,000. If we raise $40,001, that $1 is going to the charity. So every dollar after 40,000, if we get to 4,600 or 46,000, $6,000 is going to the charity. I don't need to reach 5 or 50,000. Whatever comes after 40, I'm going to be as good as my word. I'm going to send that check over there and make sure that we do our part and just make a statement. Can't do stuff like this. This isn't funny. It's not funny to wish death. No. From cancer on people when it's not like it's a rare thing. It's not like saying I wish you get leprosy. Like 1 in a billion people get leprosy. I wish that people actually do get cancer all the time. And
a lot of people, you saw the comments from that. I mean, when I saw that, it wasn't just him. There were other people saying that's great, and I would see on their feeds there were some people sharing how go to this GoFundMe. This person has bladder cancer, and then they think that's a good way to go. It's a dehumanizing method. When I saw that, I thought, I lost my brother to cancer.
Oh my God!
I lost my dad in 2015, 4 days before my daughter was born. So fuck Mike McCone.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, guys, I'm sorry. Anyway, this is the thing. This is a way that we can kind of show love for our audience, for our readers, and we just have to start calling them our readers too, because pretty soon, right now, they're our customers. They're about to become our readers once our books come out. So we want to start calling them our customers, our readers. We can show love and respect for them this way. By saying, hey, just so you know, let's see, if I make $50,000, 20% of that is going to this cancer research thing. Hey, in other words, for every $25 you spend on Cyberfrog, if you buy the book, $5 of it. Is that right? 20%? Yeah, $5 of it is going to this cancer research facility for charity. So, you buy my book, it costs $25. It actually, $20 is going into the printing and distribution of the comics. The rest of it, $5 is going to a cancer charity. And then the rest of it is going into putting a pool in my backyard. So it's money well spent. It's money.
I would agree with that very much so.
But just so that you guys know, I mean, this is a cool thing. We are capitalists, but we also care, and we want to make sure that people know that. Richard Bozian, thanks for $2. Lost both of my parents and my grandmother to cancer. It's infuriating. It really is infuriating when you think about it. It's like how dare these people?
You know what? The kind of person that says something like that. Someone who's never lost a person to cancer that's close to them. Someone who's never sat and watched someone who is, a little overweight turn into an actual living skeleton. Somebody who's never had to sit through that.
Yeah.
That's the kind of sick person that I'm trying not to swear, man. I'm getting all
angry.
hot here.
It gets you angry. Blue Stripe Tiger, thanks for
it.
Of course it is. It's
disgusting.
Terrible.
I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. I've seen it 3 times in my life. And I guarantee you, he has never seen it once.
Yeah. Hey, Blue Stripe Tiger, thanks for $5. Just found out Marvel has the rights to publish Conan the Barbarian comics starting in 2019. Cringing, thinking of Soy Conan.
Oh God,
Soy Man the Barbarian.
It's It's at least gonna look pretty, you know. Mambo Desrar is gonna be drawing it.
Conan is trans.
What I don't
So-
get though, like Gail Simone did Conan before, and you know they always complain about toxic masculinity. Okay, well he would be the embodiment of what they complain, and they can't even project that onto Conan, right? I thought, God, you know,
Well,
He's
they,
gonna-
you know,
He's
They had
gonna
to get
suddenly
rid of him.
respect women.
a Conan respecter of women.
I mean, is
he was infatuated with Wonder Woman in a comic book, and I thought, yeah, you know, I've been reading Conan for decades, and yeah, that wasn't Conan. You know, he
he's a
was
barbarian.
women.
Well, you know, here's the thing. We have family lore in the Van Sciver household. Now, most of the people who are regulars on this channel know my dad, because my dad came in a few times and my dad kind of made himself popular with the fans. They know my dad. My dad is, you know, a regular guy. Now, he was reading Conan the Barbarian #6 when his first child was born, my big sister, Jenna. And in Conan the Barbarian #6, drawn by Barry Windsor Smith, who's my dad's favorite artist, Conan meets a woman named Jenna, and by the end of it, throws her in the garbage. And my dad, you know, when Jenna was born, said, "Hey, her name's Jenna." And it wasn't until like years and years later that we found out why he chose the name Jenna.
Your sister's a dumpster baby.
Basically.
There you go.
So you know, that's who Conan is.
Somebody said in the chat they're gonna change it to Conan the Librarian.
Let's see, Doctor. Thanks for $1.99. F most of these pros anymore. They're just nasty. A lot of them are, but you know what?
Mike McCone work. I'm not aware of him.
Oh, you don't know who he is? He's actually Mike McCone. You know, his best work was on the Teen Titans with Jeff Johns, and that was when you know they relaunched Teen Titans together. He really did dynamite work with Jeff. And then I thought he was going to be a big star. And then he fucked off to Marvel to do Fantastic Four. And that Fantastic Four was, and maybe still is, a black hole for artists. You don't think it would be because Fantastic Four is a big book. But people go there to just disappear. And that's what happened to Mike McCone's career. He took on FF and nobody cared. So I think he's good. He's very quiet. This surprises me. This is not the sentiment I thought that, you know, would come from him. Now, the last time I saw Mike McCone was at a convention in New Jersey, and he was sitting with another artist, and I went by to say hi, and he made fun of me. Like he said, "Whoa, oh my God, let me duck down under the table." I said, "Why?" He's like, "Because somebody's probably going to shoot you here." And I was like, "Damn," and he's like, like that. I was
Gangster
like,
Mickey.
yeah. I was like, "That's not funny." But that's the last time I saw Mike McCone. It's just like, ha ha ha, people are going to kill you. Anyway, Boomstick 1911, $5. My mom passed from bone cancer. I never got to see her before she died because she lived in Canada. These SJWs will pay. No, they won't. We will. We're going to pay. We're going to give $10,000 to Orchid Cancer Charity in England, and we're going to be happy to do so. And all we can really do is just remember who these people are, you know, and, you know, respond with your wallet. That's what this all is. And this is what they don't understand. SJWs are like, all they care about is making money. Yeah, that's what we care about. We're in business. We're in business. If you guys cared a little bit more about money and a little bit less about owning Republicans, owning Trump supporters on Twitter, maybe comics would be a little bit healthier. You know, your responsibility is to care about money. It's to care about earning money. It's to care about convincing customers to buy your comics. You're being irresponsible when you don't care. We do care. You see me, I'm trying to sell Cyberfrog right now. I'm trying to convince people to support it. I'm giving them an extra incentive by adding this charity. That is called capitalism, but it's also capitalism with a heart. I'm so proud of Comicsgate. Every day I'm proud of Comicsgate. I'm proud of you guys and what you do. Wasn't crazy about you guys going to DC and starting Anusgate. Anusgate. But whatever. Mischief is mischief. Monkey business is monkey business. You guys can do what you want to do. Hashtag Anusgate. I get it. I watched Umbrella Guy to get caught up on that real quick. I watched your video on that just to say what happened. It's fine. You guys are
going
funny.
for a drive. Listen to our live stream the other night. that I did on my channel.
Yeah.
It's really one of the funniest
Yeah,
streams we've ever done.
it is one of the funniest ones I've heard.
Is it with all of you guys, like all of you guys together on
Yeah,
Cecil
Steve
stream?
Krug,
Oh
John
God, yeah.
Malin, and we're just
If you want to see
discussing-
Mitch look incredibly uncomfortable sometimes,
Oh, just most of the time, yeah.
It's-
but I mean,
we
he
got
did tell some
in-depth.
stories though. I mean, that were pretty interesting.
It was an in-depth look into Robbie's asshole for the whole panel.
Oh, wow.
That's
Shawnee
stream-
7488 says EVS is mad that we're fucking with his gravy train. LOL. Dude, they're not my gravy train. No, you guys are the ones that are paying me. It's like DC sends me a check now and then. My thing is DC's been good to me, but look, you guys are fans. You guys are demanding something from them. You're demanding a responsible action from them. You're protesting them in your way. I support that. Okay, so let me say that I support that. I support what you guys do. I support your saying, "Hey, this was wrong." And by the way, it was on behalf of me, so I'm grateful that you guys care. And I support your going out and making your voices heard in whatever way you want to do it. You want to, you want monkey business. Monkey business is sometimes what you got to do. Sometimes you got to do monkey business to get heard. Alex Court, $1.99. Will insertion of SJW ideology eventually end? No. I don't know. What do you guys think of that?
I think eventually it will. Once the sales get so low at Marvel that the shareholders take notice that I've said this before, but I think I'm probably wrong on my timeline. I think you and Zach are going to get a call. If you two keep going the way you're going, you're going to get a call from somebody in Marvel Corporate or Disney asking you, how the hell are you doing it?
I think behind the scenes maybe, but the problem is that they've hitched their wagon to this, and when I look at Marvel, for example, everybody talked about why they switched over their EIC or editor in chief. It looks like now maybe they switched over because they got negative headlines for diversity doesn't sell, those kind of headlines, that were taken out of context, but still they lost money that year. This year they're going to make money because Trump, for one thing, he gave them one hell of a tax benefit. And I mean, they will make money no matter what they do. They'll never admit that, but that's wise. But I wonder if comics are there just as a stopgap to make sure you put butts in beds at your lodges, get people to ride your rides and so on.
Yeah, I think that, people are saying it's like hippies. Yeah, I said that before. I said SJWism, will it ever end? It'll end when there's a Charles Manson moment. You know what I mean? Like Charles Manson killed the hippies. When that happened, people just turned their backs. At first, they were like, these hippies, that's interesting. That's kind of cute. And then when Charles Manson happened, mainstream America said, screw the hippies. And you could still be a hippie, but, people were going to start to say that you were smelly, scumbag, probably want to kill Hollywood celebrities who were pregnant. By the way, I can't wait for that movie. Do you guys know about this? Like the new
Tarantino movie, right?
Yeah, the new Tarantino movie. Damn, that's gonna be good.
Yeah, I'm excited for that too.
Yeah, I love that.
I'm excited for every Tarantino movie.
Lena Dunham is in it, unfortunately. But who would Lena Dunham play? I mean, in that movie?
Moose Bellman. She's playing Moose Bellman.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool. Yeah, Altamont too. People are saying Altamont killed the hippies as well. So basically, when SJWs go too far, and they're going to, because they're getting weirder and weirder and more ominous and threatening. I'm not going to any conventions. I think about this. I'm like, should I go? Like, I should really stand up and just say, fuck it. I'm like, I have a little girl and a wife at home, and I'm sorry. Like, signing people's comics just isn't that important for me to find myself in a position where some dude walks up to me and goes, punch all Nazis, and pulls out a gun. And then I'm like, what the hell did I do this for? as I get shot. And that is,
you could bring Ro Kabir to protect you, but then you need somebody to protect you from Ro Kabir. So it's like a never-ending cycle.
yeah. I mean, that, in any case, it's like, no, things are too crazy right now. Things are absolutely too crazy. I'm not getting out there. I'm not doing it. And I don't blame the Breitweisers for staying home either. And the Breitweisers should point out the reasons why. It's because there are people who are incentivizing and kind of encouraging violence against them. And they know what they're doing. It's what we call a dog whistle when they say 2 prominent members of Comicsgate are going to be appearing at this show. Just for your information, just FYI, like they do.
It's a threat.
That's a threat. Yeah, it is a threat. And you go, well, that's a threat. And they go, no, we're just saying that they're there. SJWs are evil, absolutely evil. Dom Casey says, "Pussy, take a bullet for us." Well,
no,
put it that way.
You'd be so much stronger as a martyr. Think about it.
Oh, I know. Like if I were dead, they'd put. You guys could build a statue to me. Would you build a statue to me? In Comicsgate Square.
Carved of soy.
Carved out of soy. Hey, Ian, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing good today. How are you?
Great.
Hey guys, I gotta go work. See you guys later. It was fun.
Hey, Tug, see ya. Thanks for coming. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. And I do suggest, like, I recommend that everyone kind of stay home. And these conventions are just going to kind of die out anyway. They're already dying out. San Diego Comic-Con is down. People aren't even going anymore. I mean, Marvel didn't go. Netflix didn't go. Star Wars didn't go.
San Diego, and they didn't go. They used to go every year.
They didn't go. This was the first year.
Wow.
Of course, you have to go to San Diego. But, at this point, with money being what it is and finances being what it is, people have to make a responble decision.
And I'm gonna check out. I gotta take the girls to I gotta take my nieces to the beach to get surf lessons. But I'll be listening.
What?
Okay, my friend.
Okay,
maybe the camera's not on if you want to come down. Do you need me?
Take care, guys.
You're smiling. You need me?
Just to do husband duties.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. All
right, let me read these last 2 super chats. Michael Strelitz, thanks for 20 pounds. Wow, appreciate that donation. Michael, $2. How did your show appearance go last night? Okay, really quick. How did it go? I'm not happy with it. I mean, Andrew's Clavin, he basically just let me talk, and I didn't keep an eye on the time. So it was like, he's like, tell me about how you got to DC and then tell me how this all happened. So it's like the entire interview is me retelling, the history of Comicsgate. And then at the end, he's like, okay, we're running out of time. Like, how can they get your book? I'm like, I didn't even mention my book yet. Jesus, what a waste of an interview. So then just real quick, hey, yeah, I have a book called Cyberfrog. Here it is, blah, blah, blah. God. And so I got off of it and I was just like, and Andrew was like, that was great. Thank you. And I was like, it wasn't so great for me. So I was kind of bummed out about it, but I didn't.
That's what she said.
We'll see about that. Yeah. So like 15 minutes, you forget, like I've been talking for an hour and 47 minutes right now, and I'm still not done talking. When you become a talk radio show host, as I have become, 15 minutes just goes by real quick. And next time I have to consolidate. I have to just go, okay, I'm going to, spend 2 minutes talking about this. And then the other 13 minutes talking about what I actually want to talk about. And who wants to talk about what SJWs are doing to comics anyway? It's no fun. It's not an inspiring message. So I walked away from it going, yeah, it wasn't great. But it was okay. I think I was okay. And I'm not sure when it's going to air. They taped it. He said, we're going to edit it. They got all the artwork off of me and the links. And I guess just stay tuned. It'll happen when it happens. I hope it happens within the next 6 days, though, because that's when my account, the Cyberfrog account, is going. So
on the plus side, at least people now know what Comicsgate's about. And they know that SJWs are destroying it. And they're going to look into alternatives. And I think they're going to look you up.
Yeah, I hope so. We'll get, by the way, people are saying, when are you going on Ben Shapiro? Ben Shapiro put me on Clavin. I mean, that's his network. It's the Daily Wire. So he had Andrew Clavin interview me. And Andrew Clavin, by the way, I don't think he could have been any less interested in this. It's Ben Shapiro that's interested in this. It's right. Clavin was asking me about my friends and, who I knew and all this stuff. And So we'll see. We'll see how it all turns out. I had a good time, but I wish I could have hammered more home on Cyberfrog and the other books that we have. With that,
when are you going on Dave Rubin?
As soon as I'm asked. As soon as I'm asked. But I got to close out. Andrea is saying she needs me upstairs, and of course she is the queen. She gets to do whatever she asks. You guys have a great day. I'll be back on tonight, hopefully, if I'm awake for Comicsgate Live. Please, guests, be prepared. Join me if you can. And guys, thank you so much. Thank you for your support as usual, your love. Thanks for the super chats, and we'll see you again. We'll see you again later. Bye, everyone.
See you, man.